said, how'd you get past the mask police? And he goes, well, I'm an American. Anyway, so he showed me this picture. He said, I have a relative or brother or something like that that's higher up in the military, and he showed me this picture of Washington, D.C., and it had pictures of planes around it, like planes flying. If you know anything about airplanes, you know, airspace is very regulated because everybody's going to crash into each other, right? And it had this big circle of airplanes around Washington, D.C. I was just like, I couldn't say anything to him. You know, he was just so sure that all those airplanes had surrounded Washington, D.C., and the arrests were going to begin. And I was like, oh, my gosh. I just, you know, but, you know, you really want to hope that evil is, because every time, you know, we watch movies, I think the only movie that was really depressing at the end and everybody died was, or just about everybody died, was Black Hawk Down, and that's probably more real life than most movies, because, you know, most movies, the star, the lead character of the movie, you know, even though they get beaten down pretty good, they can always rise up and beat up the bad guys, and they win, and so you have a happy ending. You know, Die Hard's definitely one of those, which is, I mean, I don't like Die Hard better than Sound of Music. Sound of Music is one of my favorites. But Die Hard is about a second or third favorite, I would say, for Christmas. Oh, Charlie Brown Christmas. But I heard that they didn't even show that on regular TV this year, and I don't have regular TV. So I don't really see anything, because specifically I'm looking for the mindfuck virus, and I want information saying that this was fake and this was planned. Well, I mean, Event 201, we know that it was planned. Oh, here we go. U.S. DHS left-wing extremist cyber threat PDF. Let's see if it'll download or open up. Left-wing extremists likely to increase use of cyber attacks over the coming decade. U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Unclassified. All right, so we won't get into trouble for looking at this. So basically, the government is onto them, but it's never reported, which makes sense to me. I mean, why would the government run their mouths? Who runs their mouth during an open investigation? Oh, this is January 2009. This is pretty cool. Finally, huh? Let's see. Left-wing extremists will continue to focus on what they consider economic targets. Economic enterprises and other organizations will become more dependent on advanced information technologies. Key findings. DHS/Office of Intelligence and Analysis, I&A, judge that a number of emerging trends point to left-wing extremists maturing and expanding their cyber attack capabilities over the next decade with the aim of attacking targets in the United States. The potential for economic damage, the individually initiated and anonymous nature of cyber attacks, and the perception that cyber attacks are nonviolent align well with the ideological beliefs, strategic objectives, and tactics of many left-wing extremists. The increasing reliance of commercial businesses and other enterprises on cyber technologies, including interconnected networks and remote access, creates new and expanding vulnerabilities that technically savvy left-wing extremists could exploit. The proliferation of cyber technologies and expertise, as well as the public availability of online hacking tools and hackers for hire, offer left-wing extremists incentives to adopt a cyber attack strategy. I think this is it. This is some gold here. All right, white people. I gotta get the phone. Thank you so much for listening. I look forward to your thoughts below.